In this video, we're gonna talk about unit tests in Flutter. So what is unit tests and why do we need it? Unit testing helps us to ensure that individual parts of our code, like functions and classes, work as expected. It's like checking the building blocks before constructing the entire app. Without unit tests, we might miss hidden bugs and face more significant challenges during development. Now let's get started with setting up unit tests in Flutter. In this tutorial, we will be using this test package which you can find in pub.dev. Then add this package into your project's dev dependency and node dependency. Make sure you add it to the correct section. So in this tutorial, I will be creating a unit test to a simple counter class function. I will be creating everything from scratch for tutorial purposes. Firstly, I will create a counter.dart file, and in the file we'll have a simple counter class. This counter class will consist of an integer variable and two functions to increment and decrement the integer value by 1. So this is how the counter class looks. I will now write a unit test to test the increment and decrement functions of this counter class. So Flutter Frameworks provides a test folder during project creation, and all the test file will be stored in the test folder. Now I will create a new counter test.dart file and write unit test inside the file. Every test function should be executed inside a main method. So in the test function, we have to provide a description and a function as the body parameters. And don't forget to import the test package. Now in the function parameter is where we add the unit test logic. So here I will create an object instance of the counter class. By using the created object, you can execute increment or decrement functions of the counter class. After we added the function that we wanted to test, we have to add an expect function. This expect function takes two parameters which are actual and matcher. So the actual will be the counter.value and expect parameter will be any value that I expect to be upon completion. Basically, we are expecting the counter.value will become 1 after the execution of the above methods, which is increment. So now we have completed with our unit test code. So now we will execute this test file to check if the counter increment function works as expected. So in order to run the test file, we have to run a command, which is dart test followed by the test file path. So you can see it returns with all tests passed. It means that our unit test or the function has passed the unit test. And this means that the function works perfectly without any bugs. So what happened if the unit test failed? Let me show you right now. Let's say I change the matcher value to 20 and run the test file. So as you can see in the terminal, it shows some tests failed. And if you scroll above, it says that it expected 20, but the actual value that returned is 1. This is because the counter value by default is set to 0. And in this test function, I executed the increment function once and the value returned should be 1. But I expect it will return 20. So it shows an error. It means that there is something wrong in the function. But because I modified the matcher value to a wrong expected value at first, if you provided a correct matcher value and the test failed, it means you have to recheck the functions. So this is how you write unit tests in Flutter. If you have any question, feel free to comment below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next tutorial.